Coming up on Your Money and Your Life, are you paying more interest on your mortgage than you should be? We explore big share market themes and ways to tap into them. Easy side hustles that anyone can start to earn extra income. Plus, in Kochie's Budget Challenge, we return to Claudia to see why her car insurance should not be so pricey. G'day and welcome to Your Money and Your Life, the show that's all about helping everyday Aussies keep more money in their pockets. Today we're kicking off with Kochie's Budget Challenge. Every week, with the help of the team at Compare the Market, we dig into real families' biggest bills to see if they could be on better deals. Last week, we found nearly $1,400 Claudia could possibly claw back on her home loan and home and contents insurance. She's about to travel to her son's wedding in Santorini. Let's see if we can get her some extra spending money.
I've had my car for 15 years now and I'm with the same insurance company. I don't understand why the car insurance premium keeps going up every year. I'm a rating 1 driver and I have never had an accident, and it's getting older, the car, so it's not really that valuable.
Remember, these are just thought starters, but you've got to make the decision yourself. Car insurance. All right. You're paying a lot to insure that 15-year-old SUV. How often do you drive it?
Probably about 14 Ks each way to work, 3 times a week.
The team at Compare the Market have found one option could reduce your premium by up to 25%.
Sounds good.
Does have an age restriction for drivers of over 50, so the boys wouldn't be able to drive the car.
That's fine.
A 10,000 kilometre limit, which qualifies for the low kilometre policy. So you're saying 14 Ks to work and back, not much country driving.
That's
so
right.
You'd be under the 10,000.
Okay.
And the same excess that you've got at the moment of $1,200. So that's potentially more than $240 back off your car insurance.
That sounds really good.
Health insurance, you've got private health insurance as well. How much do you find you're using your extras?
So it'll be obviously going to the dentist, maybe the physio, and your annual prescription for eyewear. If
you reviewed your extras and decided to remove some categories, but keeping optical and physio,
yes,
as you pointed out, could knock off around $10 a month.
Okay.
Just there. Could look at your hospital policy too, as some things in there, plastic and reconstructive surgery are included, whether you need that. If you're looking to pull back on some of those, that could go for something around $20 cheaper a month overall, so more than $200 in your pocket. Remember though, if you do downgrade and then in the future you want to bring it back, you may have to set waiting periods.
Yes.
Finally, energy and gas. You work from home, you've got a keen eye and you notice that best offer box, but the Compare the Market experts had a good look around and did find an energy plan that is 25% off
Really?
the current reference price that has a lower daily supply and usage tariff. Now, it might end up around $50 less a quarter from
that's
your current bill
yeah.
if your usage stays the same. And that's on top of the temporary government rebate that is coming off over these current 2 quarters between now and the end of the year. Same goes for gas, cheaper supply and usage tariffs as well.
Right then.
We also noticed that your bill is an estimated read.
Yes.
Based on past consumption, not current consumption.
So it happened a couple of times because they don't have access sometimes.
So it's pretty hard to determine whether you're paying more or less than you need to. And you can request an actual read from your retailer. Might be worth checking on.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you for that.
Our goal was to find you enough reductions in your bill to fly you to Europe.
That'd be nice.
From all the bills you provided. So Compare the Market found you could reduce them by up to $2,000.
You're kidding me. That's amazing.
Depending on what you choose and how you tailor it.
Great.
$2,000, I reckon that'd get you a ticket to Europe and back.
It definitely will get me a ticket.
And because you've been such a great sport, letting us peek into your bills and come here for morning tea, Compare the Market are going to throw in $1,000 cash.
Oh, wow, that's
So
amazing. Thank you.
Thanks for joining the Budget Challenge.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks very much, David. I found speaking with Kochie today really interesting, and I was really surprised about those potential savings that I could obtain. You really need to check your premiums every opportunity you get. Just don't leave any stone unturned. The $1,000 will really help me with spending some good times in Santorini. I feel really confident about my financial goals, and I know it's only going to get better.
After the break, preparing for life after work. What should pre-retirees be doing right now? Welcome back to Your Money and Your Life. Now, are you at the stage where you're wondering what your retirement might look like? I certainly am. Life after work should be a time of enjoyment and opportunity, but a lot of Australians are feeling uneasy about it. According to the latest Brighter Super and Investment Trends Income Survey, the gap between the income pre-retirees expect to receive versus what they think they'll need for a comfortable retirement has widened. Jennifer McSpadden, the head of retirement for Brighter Super, is here to give us some tips on how to close that gap. Jen, good to see you. When you start thinking about pre-retirement, what are some of the big questions people are asking?
Well, it's funny because while we all have very different lives, we actually have a lot in common when it comes to thinking about retirement and a lot of common questions. And probably the top question that we hear a lot is, how much do I actually need to have a comfortable retirement? And also, am I on target to actually reach that state of comfortable retirement? What follows from that then is often a question about, well, how can I grow my super while I'm working? And the good news is there are a lot of ways to grow your super while you're working that we can help you with.
I was interested in the Brighter Super Investment Trends Income Survey, and you asked people in the survey, what advice would they give their younger self about retirement?
It's a really good question, and in fact, the reason why it's good to listen to people who've been there, done that, is because it's almost like getting an insider's tip on how to get ahead. The first thing that they would say is start saving into your super sooner, because they've worked out that it is really a tax-effective way to save for your retirement. The second thing they would say is cut back on your spending a bit sooner, which isn't as much fun, but if you tip that into your super savings, that's a really great way to save some more. The third thing that they wish that they had done when they were younger was actually seek financial advice and guidance, because not only can that give you some tips on how to get on track and stay on track, our research shows that seeking guidance and advice significantly increases retirement preparedness. Finally, they thought that they should have perhaps looked at how they were invested and put their money into something that would give them a bit more growth. They also thought perhaps I should have retired a bit later. That's something for people to consider. We're living longer, and because of that, every dollar counts.
Okay, give us some tips on how to prepare better for a comfortable retirement.
Probably just like anything that you do, it's about just making the first step, and small steps can make such a big difference. So we know that people have a lot of questions, and at Brighter Super, we have many ways to answer those questions. So you might like to look at our newsletter, play with calculators on our website. You might like to look at a webinar or come to a seminar where they might actually get to meet you, David. You might like to actually book a super or a retirement health check with one of our 40 super specialists. And if you've got some questions that may need a bit more comprehensive guidance, then we have financial advisors that can help you with that, but there's plenty of ways.
Is there anything else you should consider?
Some people think, I'll just finish work at the end of the year and that's it. But actually what we find is that people boomerang back to work, or they work part-time, they make some money out of their side hustle. Also, thinking about how you will spend your time in retirement is really important. Yep. The first 6 months can be very much a honeymoon period, but ultimately that time passes, you're no longer spending as much time with family and friends. So what will you do with your time also helps you think, well, how much money will I need to sustain that? And also, when can I retire? At Brighter Super, we help our members across all their retirement journey.
Jen, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, I'm Grady Wolfe from Belderact, and here's our stock of the week. JB Hi-Fi is one of Australia's leading retailers of consumer electronics and home appliances, known for its competitive prices. Its latest sales update is tracking in line with expectations, and it has a promising outlook for continued growth, supported by the AI boom. Despite macroeconomic headwinds and slowing consumer spend, the consumer discretionary stock is delivering very strong results. Its Australia business, which accounts for 71% of earnings, saw a solid 6% growth in comparable sales in its most recent reporting period, while its New Zealand business posted an impressive 17.5% increase. Although the Good Guys Home Appliances division faced tougher competition, JB Hi-Fi's overall performance remains very strong. While we remain cautious on the upcoming seasonal trading period, JB Hi-Fi's strong positioning in retail, margin growth and leadership in revenue per square metre provides confidence in its future prospects. With solid earnings growth, market leadership in tech and resilience in navigating economic challenges, JB Hi-Fi is a strong buy for long-term investors seeking stability and growth potential.
Still to come, big themes of the Aussie share market and the companies that could benefit. Welcome back to Your Money and Your Life. Now, have you ever heard of thematic investing? It's a strategy that involves identifying a global theme that's set to impact or disrupt our share market and buying stocks that stand to benefit from those themes. According to a survey by trading platform Stake, gold and electric vehicles top the list of investment themes inspiring Aussie investors in financial year 25. So what are the big themes of the share market that's making waves right now? And which stocks can you buy to ride them? Mathan Somasundaran from Deep Data Analytics joins us. Mathan, good to see you. Now give us three themes. What are the three themes that are top of your mind?
I think the obvious ones. You start with inflation, and the number two is technology. We're in a changing world. And number three comes down to demographic changes that's happening around the world.
Let's go to the first one, inflation. Why is that going to be a thing? Is inflation going to come back?
I think inflation will come back, and we are starting to see trade wars because that's coming back, and that will only exaggerate the move.
Inflation coming back. What are some of the stocks that will benefit from inflation coming back that we can ride?
So the three main sectors for me are gold, energy, and food. Right. They tend to play through the dynamics, and all of that is related to supply chain disruption. So in the gold sector, you look for the big guys who are churning out a fair amount of cash. And for me, Evolution is one of the best. Mm-hmm. Evolution gives you exposure to copper and a massive gold play. Okay. So it's doing really well, great management, and I suspect it's going to do quite well over the number of years.
Okay, energy?
On the energy side, I'd say Woodside, simply because on a political sense, both major parties have gas as part of their supply chain into the future, and it is trading at a discount, and it's a long-term play.
Okay, your food play. I think I can guess what you're going to suggest here.
I do love a few food plays, but Elders is obvious.
Yep.
It's basically, after the last big acquisition, it dominates regional Australia. It's a really good diversified play. If regional Australia is doing well, and they are, it will flow through into Elders.
Okay.
It is an agriculture play, so you've got issues with climate and how that plays out will affect the cycle, but long term they should be doing really well.
Okay. All right, your second big theme is technology. I think we all know why it's just dominating global strategies. What stocks, and any Australian stocks that can ride that boom?
The most obvious trends don't actually make money for you. In Australia, we always thought of aged care and tourism, and that really didn't work out for most investors. So you have to be careful of where the dynamics is and how that eventuates. So even in the dot-com era, everyone knew internet would change the world, but it didn't change the world for a good 5 to 10 years later. So everyone priced that in, didn't happen, and it came off. Right now, everyone's excited about AI. I work in data analytics. AI will solve a lot of issues, but that's not going to happen tomorrow because everyone will have to set up processes, collect data, and that's where it comes from. So it'll take a number of years. But in the short term, if you look at how the technology innovation is going to play out, for me, Dicker Data is a nice way to play. It's completely out of the left field because most people, when they're looking at using AI, will use Microsoft. Dicker Data sells Microsoft licenses. That is a cheap, easy, defensive way of playing the thematic without having to go for massive growth. Now, it's had a few management issues. That's where you're getting the discount in the share price. It's a good play to the thematic without taking the extreme risk. People don't think of it as an AI play, but it is actually the second-level AI play.
Yep.
The other tech one I would put out there is Camplify. Now, Camplify is more or less a play like a car group or a realestate.com, but in RVs. Rentals, they're now doing memberships, insurance. It's had a huge pullback.
Right.
It had a run-up. Everyone got excited. Now it's come back. This is kind of like the next, I suppose, a platform tech.
Okay, like Seek,
Exactly.
REA,
Exactly.
and Car Group.
Yeah,
Camplify
so you're getting
is the
into
next
it
one.
after the market got excited. Now they think that
Okay.
they're not doing well. You got the upside.
Final theme, demographic theme.
Demographic.
Everyone getting older, is that the theme? So how can you ride it?
Yeah, so the beauty of that is you have to look at the structural upside from it. Everyone knows the standard stuff, people are traveling, blah, blah. But look at the other side. As I get older, I do a lot more tests. And the tests go through Sonic Healthcare. Now, the problem with Sonic Healthcare is they had a lot of tests go through after COVID. So it had this huge boost and it's come off that. So it's cycling bad data. Now it's starting to recover. The numbers have been pretty good. It is a relatively cheap play. And in that context, they are also predominantly in Europe. And so they buy little testing sites. And then they have the distribution around the world. They collect, put it through that. So it's just a game of scale. But we're all getting older, so the customer base is increasing. So why fight the tide? They will benefit over the cycle of getting more and more tests through their samples. So Sonic should be doing a lot better over time.
Nathan Thomas and Darren, I love the way you think. Some terrific tips there. Good to see you, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we hit the streets in the name of side hustles. Rate cuts have helped take some of the squeeze off mortgages this year, but experts are warning homeowners not to be complacent, with thousands of Aussies still overpaying thousands of dollars in interest. Over the life of a loan, the impact can be huge.
If you're not on the lowest available interest rate, you could be missing out on tens of thousands of dollars in savings over the life of your loan.
But you may be able to turn wasted mortgage money into savings by taking a few simple steps. It's no secret banks offer front book and back book rates, discounted cheaper rates for new customers and higher rates for existing customers. Financial planner Claire Mackay has more.
There is no harm in asking them to match the best rate they can give a new customer to reward your loyalty.
Compare the Market research found that 65% of homeowners surveyed had not refinanced for 3 years or more. Many of them had not refinanced at all. So what are some other ways we can save on interest repayments? Claire's first recommendation, offset accounts.
For example, if you have $500,000 loan, but $50,000 in the offset account, you're only paying interest on $450,000.
Shopping around and refinancing.
Just make sure that the savings outweigh the costs associated with changing your loan.
And talking to your existing bank, phoning them up and getting a better deal.
Make sure you know what your current rate is, what your bank is offering to new customers, and also what the competitors are.
Here are even more ways to get rid of your mortgage debt faster. Switch from monthly to fortnightly payments. You could make the equivalent of an extra month's repayment each year. Make extra payments. Doing this could cut your loan by years depending on how much you throw in. Make bigger repayments and speak to a broker. They can help negotiate a better deal on your behalf.
It is really important to keep speaking to your broker throughout the life of your loan to make sure that you're always on a competitive interest rate.
Don't forget to regularly compare home loans with comparison websites. The bottom line is, if it's been a few years, then now's the time. In this week's Word on the Street, we asked if you have a side hustle and whether you could turn it into a day job.
I did have side hustles. I had a little decor business and then I had to stop because I had the kids and it just became too much.
Yeah, barbering on the side.
Okay, I sell my clothes on Depop.
Depop, an app on your phone or website where you can sell your used clothes.
I coach basketball and netball on the weekends for the school. The money I earn from coaching I use on things I enjoy, like going to concerts, going out drinking with friends and dinners and all that kind of stuff. I would do it for free, so that I'm earning money from it is just a plus.
I like to bake, so I do some cakes and stuff for people. I sell on Instagram. It's a nice creative kind of side hustle, so it's a good break from all the, sitting at the laptop and stuff.
I do want a side hustle, but I just never got to a point where I'm like, I'm really keen to do one thing. I think I just never got into that point, but my partner does, and he's got a restaurant on the side, so he's a hard worker, and I just lay on the sofa and swipe on TikTok.
Well, that's it for today's show. I hope you've enjoyed your money and your life. For all the latest money and investment news, go to ymyl.com.au, and while you're there, subscribe to my free newsletter, which gets emailed to you every Friday. See you next time. Next week on Your Money and Your Life, building international exposure into your share portfolio and the potential benefits. Petrol price cycles explained so you can save more at the pump. What does financial freedom look like to you? Plus, in Kochie's Budget Challenge, the expensive reality of parenting twins.